We got a timeout here. 2:02 to play in Salisbury. Salisbury's JV boys leading Ledford 44 to 43. Ledford had taken a 36-29 lead headed into the fourth quarter, and Salisbury used a bunch of pressure and turnovers and steals and layups, and Hornets have gotten back out in front. They're up 44 to 43 now. Timeout. 2:02 to play. Will be Salisbury's ball at midcourt, moving right to left. Down one. Scotty Yoda steps to the line. He's going to get 2 free throws here. 1:38 to play. Ledford at Salisbury. He nails the first one. We got a tie ball game. It's going to be interesting to see what Salisbury does when the Hornets get the ball back here. Hoping Yodas can make the second one. And he does. Swish. Nothing but net. And we have another timeout. Both teams want to talk about it here. And if you have my cell phone number, if you're on the YouTube feed and you're watching what we got going on here, if you'll shoot me a quick text, let me know. Trying this out for the first time here today. Hopefully we can provide a good stream for you guys at home. So we do have video, and based on what we've got here, we have audio. Hoping you can hear some basketball action here in Salisbury. Hornets inbounding under their own goal, under the Ledford goal, excuse me. Ledford in a 3-2, trying to keep the ball out of the paint, make the Hornets shoot from downtown. Skips a pass. Divine Coleman providing pressure. They are in man-to-man now. Try to run man. Salisbury's going to try to isolate. They drive to the hole. Get a little floater. Will not go. Whit Denny pulls down the rebound. There is an injured Hornet. Looks like possibly an ankle situation here. Varsity boys coach Brian Withers attending to the injured player down there on the baseline. And I just got word from someone. It is sounding good, so that's what we like to hear. Hopefully it'll look good. You guys can see what's going on. Got some big games coming up over the next 2 weeks. Looking ahead to some, I guess you would call it spring football. I might call it winter football the older I get. It has been downright chilly. I would hate to be out there trying to play football this afternoon. You've just joined us here. Whit Denny just coolly sank 2 free throws to give Ledford's JV boys a 45-44 lead. 1:10 left to play here. The varsity girls will follow. Undefeated Ledford at One loss, Salisbury. Both teams undefeated in Central Carolina Conference play. And then the boys' game will follow. Salisbury, which is also undefeated in CCC play, to face Ledford, which just lost its first CCC game Friday night to Central Davidson in Ledford. We'll talk about that a lot later, I'm sure. So after the miss, Ledford's going to inbound here. Shea Ragland with the ball out of bounds. Salisbury bringing full court pressure here. Yeah, look what we got here. Why are we froze up? It's showing internet access. So I don't know why we're not getting. Why is it froze up? No, it's frozen.
I know, but I'm saying, is it?
Oh, is it still on YouTube? Yeah, I mean it's showing that right there. That's what people are seeing. Kurt said he can hear me talking, but the video's locked. The only problem with shutting it down and starting over, the feed that everybody's going to will not be active. Okay, are we back? So what do you need to kill the one behind it? I'm going to tell you what, guys, we've got some technical difficulties, and you have faced a modern miracle. I've stayed G-rated this whole time, despite the difficulties. We got 9.2 seconds to go. Tie ball game, Salisbury at the line. Sorry, I don't have a JV roster. Salisbury hits one first free throw. It's going to be huge for Ledford to get a rebound and get the ball up the court if they get a miss here. Misses a second. Denny with a rebound. Gotta hurry. Over to Comer. Comer for the J. It's good! Javon Comer, with 1 second to go, calmly knocks down a 10-footer front of baseline. Salisbury tried to call timeout with 1.2 seconds to go. And the Panthers are still, so. Okay. You don't want. Okay. You can't kill that. So we are back here, and undoubtedly, Salisbury did not get the timeout with 1 second to go, and the Panthers pull out a 47-46 win on the road at Salisbury. Whit Denny with the rebound. He's coming up court, finds Javon Comer on the wing, about the three-point line. He took one dribble, set his feet, and knocked down a jumper for the win. And he was swarmed by his team as we go. So it's time for the girls' game. So this is what a big portion of you are here for. We are tickled to death to be here at Salisbury's gym. Thank you so much to our AD, Coach Henson, for letting us come in tonight. You know, with COVID restrictions, it is not, they have to be very careful about how many people are in the gym at one time. So really, really appreciate Salisbury letting us come in. I'm here with Brian Stowe. This is Jason Quinn. Glad to be with you on a frigid Tuesday night in Salisbury. And we are a couple of flunkies trying to figure out what we're doing. So please bear with us. And we are going to do the best we can. I don't think there's probably ever going to be a time you're going to think, man, did I flip it over to ESPN? No, that's probably not going to happen. We are going to try and do the best we can. We've got, should be a couple of really good ball games here tonight. Salisbury needs to de-COVIDize the gym real quick. So Ledford's girls are ready to play. They came out for warm-ups. Were sent back in so that Salisbury's athletic department could come in and spray and sanitize, get ready for the girls' game. Again, we're thrilled to have you guys with us today. Ought to be a good one. We'll have the girls coming in first. And the girls, Ledford's girls, it is going to be a tall order for the Panthers tonight. Ledford comes in 8-0 overall, 5-0 in the Central Carolina Conference. Sitting in a three-way log jam at the top, Salisbury, also undefeated in conference play. The Hornets are 5-0 in the CCC. They are 7-1 overall. Their only loss was a 1-point nail-biter on January 12th to Northwest Guilford. The Hornets are a tough matchup. I was talking with my trusty cameraman and video whiz, technical whiz, Brian Stowe on the way down 85. Realignment coming up next year. This is the end of the school year, and realignment will occur. And let's just say there aren't going to be many teams in Davidson County that miss making this trip down 85 to face Salisbury, especially the Hornets girls. They have been on a dominant run here lately. This season, as I said, 5-0 in the CCC, all of those pretty much in blowout fashion. 7-1 overall. The Hornets last year were 18-0 in league play, 29-2 overall, lost in the state semifinals. The Hornets' last CCC loss was in the conference tournament in 2019, almost 2 years ago. Ledford, led by Lyric Thorne, beat Salisbury that night. And their only loss before that was to Ledford. So Ledford, the last team to beat Salisbury. 2 losses that year for the Hornets against Salisbury, against Ledford. When Lyric Thorne was a senior, Thorne now at Catawba College, playing extremely well. She's a sophomore. The only other trouble the Hornets really had the last 3 years was the year before that, when Janiah Downs was at South Rowan. Janiah Downs now at Catawba also. So the one dominant player has been a really good formula for teams facing Salisbury. Now, these are some young teams, both of them. It's hard to believe, as good as Salisbury is, that they're as young as they are. They have essentially one senior who contributes, and that's not a huge contribution. And Ledford, 5-0 in the CCC, 8-0 overall, and not a single senior on the roster. So both of these teams, if they were to face off next year in what would be non-conference play at that point, you'll see a whole lot of same faces. Okay, a lot of familiar faces here. So coming in to tonight, Salisbury's girls have been again on a steamroller, led by junior sharpshooter Rachel McCullough, number 3. You'll hear plenty about her. She's averaging 12.4 points a game. Sophomore guard Kyla Bryant, averaging 16.1 points per game. So that two-headed monster in the backcourt has been really, really tough on opponents. The third head of if you want to call it a three-headed monster, Jamisha Huntley is a sophomore. She's averaging 7.6 points a game. And freshman Michaela Noble is averaging 7.4 points a game. So they are pretty loaded and pretty daggone balanced. I see 7 different Hornets averaging at least 5 points a game. And they come at you in waves, they pressure you, and they finish when they have opportunities. Now, on the other side for Ledford, Panthers 5-0, 8-0 overall, hoping to knock off the Hornets tonight and put themselves in position to win the CCC championship. Sarah Ledbetter comes in averaging 10.9 points a game. Morgan Harrison at 9.9 points a game, and Ashley Limbacher at 9.0 points per game. So that backcourt, along with Sophie Conger, a junior guard who averages 6.2 points per game, that backcourt has been the driving force for the Panthers. No question about it. When you've gotten production, it's been primarily from those guys. Harrison, a rugged defender, tough as nails in the perimeter. Limbacher, a sharpshooter, and Ledbetter does a little bit of everything really, really well. She's a really good floor leader. So it's going to be an interesting one here tonight. 7 minutes before we get ready for lineups and get ready to roll. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break here, you guys. We got warm-ups going on. Got a few minutes before we really get going here.
Jana's like, I'm sure she's saying, you're making me drunk. During all that, so I turned you off. You want to let people know?
Yeah, that's fine. Video. Okay.
It's that one. I'll fix the other in a second.
Okay, guys, we moved down a little bit to get a little bit of space from the Salisbury cheerleaders. They're going to be a little loud, trying to help you guys get a little bit of a gap from them. They do a really, really good job. They earn the name cheerleaders, that is for sure. Move down from the left side of the middle of the bleachers to the right side. Hopefully you've still got us. And we are about 3.5 minutes from tip-off here in Salisbury. Dumb. I don't know why that's doing that. With a preview, okay, very good.
I accidentally hit it a while ago, I'm sure.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna fix the...
Alright, sorry about that, guys. Again, we moved down from the left side of the middle of the bleachers here to the right side because, again, we have been told that my good buddy Kurt Limbacher told me in a previous broadcast had a little bit of volume issues with the Salisbury cheerleaders. And they are excited to be here, and I don't blame them. If I was a high school kid, to cheer on my buddies playing basketball, I'd be excited to be here too. Is that, you're not even getting anything out of that?
I'm not talking right now. I've got it turned off.
Okay. I'm just gonna get it out of your way there.
Yeah, just you run it. Don't worry about me. I may jump in later.
Okay. That sounds good. Again, this is Jason Queen. I'm here with my good buddy Brownstone in Salisbury tonight. It's Ledford getting ready to take on one of the best teams in the state, the Salisbury girls. 1 minute, 30 seconds to tip off. Oh, man. Thank you, guys. We were not on that. One of the Salisbury girls shooting free throws just got absolutely caught right in the forehead. Got a long rebound. I know that didn't feel so great. We are again about a minute away from starting lineups here. I would assume for Ledford it would be Ledbetter and Harrison and Limbacher at the guards, Greer on the wing, and Sophie Conger, kind of a four-guard lineup there. And I will get you the Salisbury starters as the announcer hopefully gives me an announcement here.
Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's doubleheader between Ledford and Salisbury High School. At this time, we will please rise for the playing our national anthem. now for the starting lineups. First for Ledford, number 11, Sarah Ledford. Number 12, Lauren Harrison. Number 15, Ashley Ledford. Number 21, Lorraine Greer. Number 33, Sophie Conner. And now for the Hornets, number 0, Jalea Gibson.
Leah Gibson will start. And the
Number 3,
coach,
Rachel McCullough.
Rachel McCullough,
Number 5, Kyle Bryant.
12. And Tyler Bryant.
Misha Huntley. And number 24, Mary Morgan.
Misha Huntley on the wing. And Mary Morgan, the center on the wing, number 24. So we are ready to go here in Salisbury.
You know, is it on that particular stream link?
Yes.
I had Trina asking me.
I think the easiest thing to tell people is go to Randy Mercer. If you're trying to find the
Oh,
stream.
it's not picking up on that exact one. Yeah. Just tell him.
It's not going to the one he had set up. Conger, and she is stripped back into it like the little Gibson. And the Harrison back to the corner. That matter for 3. No. Oh, that might for a little much of the racing to get the rebound. Hands. And Bryant goes coast to coast. 2-0. Hornets. There's 6:40 to go. Greer back out to them up 3. No good. Trying to get them on the line just like they are. Panthers are trying to beat the press by going over the top, so they've been able to get the ball to Conger and beat the press. Get some easy looks. If that keeps going, it'll be okay. Shots here follow something. 3 seconds to the left.
We're getting some shake from the cheerleaders stomping, but I'm just doing the best I can.
Oh, yeah. And Stowe here manning the camera at the OBS studio. He is doing the best he can. This is the first for us. Hopefully, we've got a decent experience for you guys. Harrison. Huntley comes out to fly pressure. Got the Conger. Bryant on her. Huntley with the Gibson with a power move to the post, and it's 6-0 Salisbury here in the early going. Pressure again. Limbacher growls it. Ledford back to Harrison on the give and go, and she's finally on the scoreboard.
Flipped over the end line. Turnover. Flipped over the end line.
A little bit of chaos there on the inbound. Panthers trying to get it back now. A chance to slice into the lead. Got down 6-0. Into Flint. She is blocked. And we've got a mass break now. 3:59 to go, first quarter. Salisbury 6, Ledford 2. And the Panthers, you know, they're getting good shots so far. Just have not found the range so far. But I do like what I see in the early going. They've beaten the press enough. And if they can continue to get that and continue to get some good shots, you got to believe some of those good shots are going to start to fall. Pick back up. 3:59 to go, first quarter. Bryant to bring it up for the Hornets. She walks around a screen from Gibson, shoots the three, no good. And I believe that Michaela Noble is going to get called for over the back. She is. She was over the back. Going up for that rebound. Once again here, three-quarter court pressure from Salisbury. Am I up as loud as I'll go? He said the game is so loud you can't hear me. So I don't know if you can turn that down. Okay. Yeah, maybe, yeah. All right. Appreciate you guys working with us here. And Ledford committed a foul there. Turn it back over. The give and go there to Nolfer. It's knocked out of bounds. Inbound to Bryant. She's way off the mark, but Noble runs down the loose ball. Back to Bryant on the give and go. Shot won't fall again, but Gibson powers her way in for the rebound, and she is fouled by Ledbetter going up for the, Limbacher called for her first foul. And Gibson will shoot 2 free throws. First one is no good. 6-2. 3:16 to play first quarter here in Salisbury. And she makes the second. 7-2 Salisbury. Still coming with pressure are the Hornets. Ledbetter over to Harrison. Back to Limbacher. And Isis Knopfer got her hand on the loose ball, but Maddie Flint creates a turnover. Panthers get it right back, and they're trying to push. Back to Ledbetter. And Ledbetter has faced constant harassment from Kyla Bryant up top. Anytime she is remotely close to the ball. Limbacher trying to work on McCulloch. Changes her mind. Back up to Harrison. This looks like a matchup they might could exploit on the drive, but Layla Sands now with the ball up top. Over to Harrison. And they've got to clear. Sands now. Over to Limbacher in the corner. Back up top to Ledbetter, who again is being hounded by Kyla Bryant. Limbacher sets it back up. Not in a real rush here, down 7-2. Flynn up top with Gibson on her, and Gibson swats it away and creates a turnover. Hornets are going the other way. And luckily for Ledford, there was some confusion there on that pass. Nobody knew who Bryant was throwing it to. Had two teammates there in the corner. So Ledford was the beneficiary of a turnover. 2:01 to go. Salisbury still leading 7-2. And as cold as Ledford has been from the floor, they'll take a 5-point deficit at this point any day of the week against Salisbury. Conger up top running. It's kind of a semi-weave there. A little handoff and a give and go. Trying to find that opening here. And Salisbury's really extending that pressure. You have to wonder if maybe they can't get somebody to cut back door here for Ledford. Try to exploit that pressure as they've extended out way beyond the three-point line now. And here they come with a trap. Over to Conger. She drives over to Flint. Back up to Limbacher. And she got fouled. A good take there. Foul called on Jamisha Huntley. That's her first. And that's going to put Limbacher at the line to shoot two. Here with 1:12 to play. Limbacher long with the first one. Greer checks back in for the Panthers. And for Salisbury for the first time, number 4, Natavia Taborn. Limbacher now up with the second one. It's long, but it rattles in. 7-3. Taborn now brings it up over to McCullough for three, and that's definitely the shot they want, and she's long again. So Ledford's got definitely some shots that they want, but boy, McCullough's got a couple threes, and we've been fortunate that she misfired on those. Over to Sands up top. And again, that pressure's really extended. It would be nice if we could just drive past that defender. Conger over to Sands on the baseline. She's kind of in trouble there in the corner. Over to Greer. Tried to make a little power move into the lane, and she lost it. Bryant over to Nobles for the three, and that's no good. And then Ledbetter knocked it off McCullough out of bounds. So 1:09 to go here. Salisbury's girls up 7-3 over Ledford. It is a cold, cold night outside, and it's about that cold in this gym as far as the shooting goes. Neither team finding a whole lot of rhythm offensively. Salisbury, whoa. At the buzzer. I'm sorry, there was 10.9 seconds left, not 1:09. So now, at the end of the first quarter, Salisbury leads 7-3. So I'm going to tell you something. Salisbury's only got 5 cheerleaders, but they get their money's worth, buddy. They are going to stomp and cheer and yell and get all 25 fans in attendance really rocking. So far, Salisbury's home crowd has not had a whole lot to cheer about. The Hornets have been kind of cold from the floor. They've applied a ton of pressure on Ledford's girls, and it's just created kind of a stalemate here. 7-3. Ledford kicked the field goal there right at the end of the first quarter. Noble now over on the wing, inside to Huntley. She powers her way in. Looks like Greer is probably going to get called for the foul. I believe it was on Greer. Couldn't quite see the official's fingers. So Huntley's going to shoot a pair of free throws. Try to extend that lead. First one's up and good. Huntley, just a sophomore, but you can look at her and tell she is definitely going to be an athlete. Kind of reminds me of a young Brianna Troutman for Salisbury. And boy, if you've been following Ledford basketball or Salisbury basketball for a while, you know that name. Brianna Troutman was an absolute terror in this league until she graduated. She went on to play college basketball. Well, Bryant called for the reach-in foul there. That's going to be her first. So Panthers with the ball now near midcourt, down 8-3, 7:42 to play second quarter. Naborn coming up to apply pressure. Kimaya Lynch now on Ledbetter. Harrison passed to the corner, and it gets away from her. She was looking for Greer down in the corner and kind of led her to the baseline a little bit, but Greer was kind of staying in the corner, just kind of ran out of room down there. Well, Kimaya Lynch up top. Huntley looking for Morgan, cutting back door, and Morgan's good. That is, and now a little chaos there at midcourt. Taborn called for her first foul, so 4 fouls now on the Hornets. Panthers are going to get the ball, but they have got to find some way to exploit this pressure. If you look right there, you can see the Ledford into the floor. Nobody inside the three-point line, and that pressure is just really extending them out. Ledbetter tries to cut through the lane, but Limbacher's pass. They stepped in front of Limbacher's pass there. And Panthers turn it over. Salisbury leads 10-3, 7 minutes to go here, second quarter. And Ledford gets a gift as Kimaya Lynch cannot handle that pass. So Panthers get it right back. And they really need to get something going. And here comes a half-court trap from the Hornets. McCullough and Bryant pushing up. Morgan steps in front of the pass. They're off and running. McCullough. Oh. And Ledbetter is probably going to get called for the foul, trailing McCullough there on the breakaway. Yes. Ledbetter called for her first foul. And McCullough's going to be shooting a pair. First one's up. And nothing but net. 11-3 now, Hornets lead. 6:32 to go, second quarter here in Salisbury. McCulloch's second shot on the way, and it's nothing but net. 12-3 now. Again, Salisbury's backed off into a half-court trap here, really trying to make life hard on Limbacher. She gets there, trying to jump that first pass, and Ledford might have got a little bit of a gift. Salisbury's fans don't like that call a bit. Huntley called for her second foul. The Salisbury faithful do not agree with that one. She got her a little bit with the body there, and they don't appreciate that one bit. So she's headed to the bench. And Kayla Noble back in, the freshman. Conger surveys the floor behind her back. Over to Limbacher in the corner. To Flynn on the elbow, and she's in trouble. Bryant with the steal. Shooting. Boy, I'm going to tell you what. And I'm not sure how Salisbury ended up with that, but the official said maybe it went off of the defender there. Bryant powers her way in the lane. It is now 14-3, 5:56 to go. McCulloch with a swipe away steal there at midcourt, and the lay-in is no good. Ledford really fortunate there after the turnover. That McCulloch, who's normally a dead shooter from three, misses the wide open lay-in. Morgan trying to work free. She gets Bryant cutting through the lane, and Bryant misses the lay-in. So Salisbury has definitely had its opportunities. You look at the score, 14-3, and you think, man, they're getting blown out. But in all honesty, Salisbury has probably missed an opportunity to score about 10 more points. And Chris Doby wants to talk about it. He calls timeout. 5:37 to go. 14-3 Salisbury. So it has been some tough sledding here in the early going. Salisbury's defense really the story here. Ledford cannot get a whole lot going offensively. You see the pressure pushing the Panthers way out away from anywhere they can get their offense even in any kind of sync. And the last few minutes on the game clock, it has turned into a couple of steals and layups on the other end. And really the only thing keeping Ledford in striking distance at this point is the fact that Salisbury's missed some gimmies, to be honest with you, or turned the ball over in some open opportunities. So the Panthers really need to get something going. They need to get some kind of little mini run here. If they could get a couple buckets in a row here, they'd get a little bit of momentum. Ledbetter over to Conger, and she's trapped and got another trip. Morgan is called for the foul. Salisbury fans don't like that one either. They would be perfectly okay if there was not a foul called. That's the 7th team foul, so Conger is going to go to the line and shoot 1-1, and this may be an opportunity for Ledford to sneak back in this thing. 5:27 to go, second quarter. Panthers are in the bonus, but Conger misses on the front end of the 1-1. And Bryant just drives right down the middle of the lane for a lay-in. 16-3. Then she comes up with a steal at half court. Over to McCulloch. Over to Noble for the lay-in. And one. Harrison, after the steal there, was whistled for the foul. Noble completed the bucket and has a chance for a three-point play and rattles in the free throw. 19-3 now. Ledford trails Salisbury here midway through the second quarter. Over to Harrison's going to drive baseline, and she got fouled. And Gibson did not like that foul call. Had a little something to say to the official there. But they have been calling the hand check from the opening tip. So Harrison to shoot 1 and 1. And that won't go. So I talked about Salisbury missing some opportunities. Now Ledford's doing its part, missing. And again, Bryant just knifes her way through the lane with very little resistance. Thank goodness she missed the layup. Limbacher in trouble there. Over to Harrison. Over to Flint in the corner. No good. And look who it is. Kyla Bryant on the breakaway. And again, Noble tries to clean it up. No good. And we've got an over-the-back foul, so Ledford's going to get to shoot again. McCulloch whistled for her first foul, and that is the 9th team foul on Salisbury. If Ledford, if the Panthers can take advantage, they can build a little bit of momentum and just get a little something going here. So Ledbetter to shoot the front end of a 1-on-1. Panthers have missed 2 front ends in the last minute. And that's no good. Now a little bit of pressure. Taborn up top. Over to Bryant. Down into Huntley. Conger swallows it up. But Chris Doby wisely calls timeout. With Conger on the floor, just about to be in serious trouble, and Doby wisely gets a timeout. 4:05 to go here, second quarter. 19-3. It has been all Salisbury here in the early going. The Hornets have just been suffocating on defense. And I talked about Salisbury missing some opportunities, some layups. McCulloch missing on a couple threes that she's normally money with. Now Ledford said, hey, watch this. I can do it too. And they've missed the front end of 3 straight 1-and-1s. Over to Harrison, trying to beat the pressure here. Down to Ledbetter in the corner. Over to Conger at the elbow. That's a good look, and we got a J. All right. So Conger from the elbow from Ledbetter. 19-5 now. McCulloch feeds Isis Nalfor in the paint, and she's fouled by Conger. So that's Conger's first foul. Nalfor will step to the line to shoot a pair. She misses the first. 3:43 to go. Salisbury leading 19-5. And she missed the back end. So it's been a free throw missing contest here the last couple minutes. Over to Conger in the corner. Wow! 3 ball. Sophie Conger in the corner. And just like that, it's 19-8, and Ledford's got a little bit of momentum. Taborn misfires on the 3. Ledbetter out with it. Crosses half court. Down to Flint in the corner. She's in trouble. Over to Harrison for a lay-in. No. She wanted some contact there. There's no call. A little Euro step there for Bryant. And Flint is going to get called for over the back, I believe, on the rebound. Yes, she is. That's her first. That's the team's 7th. Which means Taborn is going to step to the line and shoot 1-and-1 if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to take a masked break, I believe. We're under 4 minutes. If you've just joined us, Brian Stowe here with the camera and all the fancy stuff. And Jason Queen here on the call. We are a couple amateurs. I don't think you're going to think you've turned on to the ACC network or anything to that effect, but hopefully you're enjoying the broadcast here on YouTube. Hopefully, I know Ledford's fans not allowed to make the trip down 85 tonight, so hopefully you're able to tune in and watch your family members, your friends play. We are tickled that Salisbury's athletic department and school, AD, Coach Henson allowed us to come in and broadcast tonight. Ledford with an opportunity to stay atop the Central Carolina Conference. Ledford, Salisbury, and North Davidson all tied at 5-0. And those three teams will all play each other over the course of the next 2 weeks. This one has been a runaway so far. Ledford trying to get back in it. Salisbury leads 19-8 with 2:58 to go. Salisbury should be shooting 1-1. A little bit of confusion here. But the mask break created a whole lot of confusion for everybody. So now McCulloch, who got fouled on the rebound at the end of the play, now will step to the line to shoot 1-1. First shot is up, and it's no good. But Morgan works in for a rebound. Her follow is no good. No, excuse me. That is Huntley in for the offensive rebound on the missed free throw, and that is a no-no for most coaches. You got to block out the guy on the block behind you. But Huntley's not your normal matchup. She is tough and athletic and quick and strong. Over to Conger in the corner, and she gets fouled again. So, based on Salisbury's fans' reaction, they have been getting away with the hip check all year, and this crew tonight is not having it. Conger now with 2 free throws. She makes the first. 21-9 now. 2:30 to go, second quarter. Conger's second shot is up. And it rolls out. And if I had to pick a big story, and Huntley, just like that, got behind her man. And that is an easy 2. 23-9 now, Salisbury leads. Harrison over to Limbacher. On the give and go, back to Harrison. And that is blocked by McCullough, blocked out of bounds. Inbound to Sands up top, over to Harrison. Looks skipping to Ledbetter in the corner. Limbacher's got a 3. She thought about it. And sometimes when you have that extra second, she worked off with the pump fake and then could not get her shot to fall. And now Nalfor powers her way in for a bucket. 25-9. Ledford, that's a major matchup problem for Ledford in the paint there. Ledbetter's pass to Sands, knocked loose. Back to Limbacher. Limbacher step. Ledbetter. Harrison with a rebound and stick back. One of the smallest players on the floor. Just goes to show you, boxing out is a whole lot, well, I won't say more important than being big, but the little guy can box their man out every now and then. Wow. Nalfor for a 3 from the wing. And now it's starting to get away from Ledford here just a little bit. Flint from the corner on the baseline. Her shot is long, no good. Salisbury's off and running. Sands doing a great job guarding Taborn coming down the court. Ledbetter's going to pull up for three, and oh man, that thing looked like it was right on track. Huntley over to McCullough. And that, boy, almost looked like a jump ball there, but this official on this side did not think so. He's got Limbacher with the foul. That's going to be her second. And McCullough is going to be at the line shooting a pair of free throws. 16 seconds to go here in the first half. McCullough at the line shooting a pair. Salisbury leading Ledford 28-11. First shot is up. Hits the front iron, then the back iron, then it drops in. 29-11. And Ledford just really struggling to get a whole lot going offensively so far. And a big part of that is the credit to Salisbury. The Hornets they guard the mess out of you. Second free throw's no good. Conger rips down a rebound. She's off and running. Nice little inside-out move, but Bryant stripped her from the other side. Bryant going coast to coast. No good. And that looks like Harrison is going to get called for the tough luck foul. I thought she had her man boxed out, but the official disagreed. So, and I could not see a number. Can you see a number on this person? 2 maybe? Kamaya Lynch maybe. Kamaya Lynch is going to shoot 2 free throws here. With 4 seconds left to play. 3.86 left on the clock. And she misses the second, but Morgan with the rebound. Her shot is up and no good. And 0.1 seconds left here. And that's going to do it for the first half from Salisbury. And it has been all Salisbury at this point. I'm going to try, if you'll bear with me, guys, for just a second. I'm going to take a second and go through my play-by-play and try to get my scoring totals together here, and we can give you a little bit of an update. But I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. All right, we are back here at halftime. 5:15 left before the second half tips off, and it has been all Salisbury here so far in Salisbury. The Hornets couldn't get a whole lot going there in the first quarter, led 7-3, but in the second quarter had a nice little 12-0 run there in the first half of the second quarter, and Ledford just had a whole lot of trouble recovering from that. Panthers just can't get any kind of rhythm offensively, and when they do get a good shot, they're just having a whole lot of trouble finishing. The leading scorers for Ledford, Sophie Conger's got 6 points. For Salisbury, Kyla Bryant has 6, but we talked about balance in the outset, and that is exactly what they've done. Kyla Bryant has 6 points. Isis Nalfer and Jamisha Huntley have scored 5 apiece. Mary Morgan has 4. Rachel McCulloch, Jalea Gibson, and Michaela Noble all have 3 each. So you've got 7 different Hornets have scored at least 3 points. They have come at Ledford in waves, applied pressure, and the real difference to me has been, well, I wouldn't say the real difference. Rebounding has been tough for the Panthers. Salisbury is big and strong in the paint, and when the ball goes up, they get a lot of second and third chances. So in addition to the pressure that they apply out at half court, when you're trying to get into your offense, then when the shot goes up, a lot of times possessions are limited to one shot. If you're just joining us, or if you joined us late, we got here near the end of the JV boys game. Salisbury had run out to a big lead, and Ledford had a big lead. Then Salisbury came back. Salisbury took the lead, and Ledford came back. Scotty Yotis hit a pair of key free throws down the stretch. And then Javon Comer came down on a fast break, down 1, took an outlet from Whit Denny, pulled up from about 10 feet away on the baseline, and knocked down the jumper with about a second left to give Ledford a 47-46 win in that JV boys game. We were just getting set up here. This is the first time we've tried to broadcast this. Hopefully you guys are enjoying what we're trying to do. Got my man Brian Stowe over here on the camera, and he's an Excel wizard, an OBS wizard. He is doing all kinds of fancy stuff, and I'm doing what I do best, sitting here talking. That's what I'm good at. If you know me, you know that. Now we're getting ready to start the second half here. Under 2 minutes left in the intermission here. And I'm going to be interested to see if Ledford's able to make some changes to handle that pressure. Salisbury leads 29-11. So we were counting on this to be a showdown at the top of the CCC standings, and so far Ledford has had a whole lot of trouble getting into first gear here. You know, I thought that Salisbury's been called for 10 team fouls, but the Hornets are so deep, they're not in trouble. If that was Ledford's boys with 10 fouls, I can promise you I always pick on my good buddy Tyler Partee. He would have had at least 4 of those. Probably 5, to be honest with you. But Salisbury doesn't have that problem. They are deep. They shuffle players in and out. And from my perspective, when they sub a couple guys in, there's not a whole lot of a drop-off. They're just as good as the 2 they took their place. So here we go. Start of the second half in Salisbury. Hornets lead Ledford 29-11. Ledbetter over to Conger. She's facing pressure. They're extending that zone there. Morgan and Harrison in the corner, and she's in trouble. Over there in no man's land. She does find her way out of it to get to Conger. Gave her a little safety net there at midcourt. Basically the same situation again there. They're trying to get you in that trap zone. And now Limbacher's over there in it. They swing it back across. Limbacher from the elbow, and that's no good. That is normally a shot she knocks down, and telling you the Panthers are just really struggling to get a shot to fall tonight, even when they get a clean look. And really attribute that to Salisbury's pressure. They're making life tough on them. When they have that opportunity to get a clean shot, they're just not able to convert. Over to McCulloch on the wing. She's got Limbacher on her pretty tight. Morgan up top. Over to Gibson beyond the three-point line. And she powers her way in. McCulloch pulls up from 18 feet. That's no good. Morgan with a rebound. Oh, my goodness. Morgan Harrison thought she had a clean block. A lot of people on this side of the gym thought she had a clean block, but the official on the baseline disagreed. And that's going to be Harrison's third foul. Mary Morgan to shoot a pair of free throws. And I'm not sure what the confusion is here. The scorekeeper sounded the horn there for a moment before Morgan shot her first free throw, and I'm not sure. Maddie Flint's sitting at the table to check in, but she shouldn't check in until after the first free throw is over with. And Morgan's first free throw just a bit outside, in the words of my man Bob Euchre in Major League. Morgan now, her second free throw on the way. She steps into it, and that's long. Flint tracks down the rebound over to Ledbetter. Up to Conger up ahead. Now Limbacher's going to pull a three from the corner. Halfway home and came out, but Greer. And now that looks identical to the call that Harrison got on the other end. And now Morgan's called for the foul, and Greer's going to shoot a pair of free throws. Again. Greer's first free throw up and good, and she's got a smooth stroke from the free throw line. 29-12, 6:22 to play, third quarter. Salisbury leads Ledford. Second shot is up, and it's off the mark, but Ledbetter sneaks around Huntley and almost got the offensive rebound, and that would have been big. Instead, Salisbury headed the other way, and Huntley really working down there in the paint. Ledbetter trying to guard her, and that's just a tough task for Ledbetter. McCulloch up top. Over to Bryant. Bryant is going to set it back up top. She's calling out number 4. They're going to run play number 4. Let's see what that is. I like the old give and go myself. Oh, they tried to run a backdoor alley-oop to Huntley. No, but Bryant pulls a 3 air ball. That's going to go out of bounds. So 29-12, 5:42 to go. Third quarter. Ledford really needing to put together a little mini run here. Conger to Greer on the baseline. She got in trouble. They want her to walk. Ledbetter over to Flint, baseline. Good. So Flint with a 15-footer from the baseline, and it's 29-14 now. 5:15 to go, third quarter. McCulloch on the wing. Up to Gibson up top. She spins. Back door to McCulloch. What a beautiful play. $31-14 now, Salisbury. Conger pulls the 3, and it's long. Huntley with a rebound. Her pass sails out of bounds, so Ledford's going to get it back. And I'm going to tell you what, that play Gibson just made, and she is a tough matchup in the post, but I'm going to tell you what she's done a couple times is she has drove, and that is a matchup issue. Drove there, spun at the foul line, and turned and zipped a beautiful bounce pass to McCulloch, cutting back door for an easy lay-in, and that was just some nice basketball there. Salisbury leads 31-14. Flynn up top, over to Limbacher. Ledbetter pulls a three, that's no good. Flint tries to run down the loose ball, and I believe Flint's probably going to be called for the foul. They're going for the loose ball. I cannot see the official's hand. I don't know who she called that foul on. I'm going to say Flint. I could be wrong. McCullough up top, setting it up now. Noble going to set a screen, and that was a moving screen if I ever seen one, but I don't know if she made contact. Noble steps back for three. It's no good. Conger with a rebound. Over to Ledbetter in transition. Ledbetter in the corner. No. Bryant looking for McCullough on the break. Back to Noble for the lay-in. 33-14. Salisbury has extended its lead. Its biggest lead of the night. Ledbetter skip past the Sands. She wasn't quite ready. She wanted to make a break to the hole, and she just mishandled it a little bit. Turned it over. Noble now in transition. And Ledbetter trying to come over and get the steal, and she's going to be whistled for the foul. And you can definitely tell that Ledford shooters are a little frustrated. They are not used to being this cold collectively. Breathing timeout now. 3:15 to go, third quarter. Salisbury 33, Ledford 14. And that is not a typo. Ledford has only scored 14 points. And it has been some tough sledding here in Salisbury. And I'm not real sure, to be honest with you, Ledford doesn't really need to change a whole lot. They're doing pretty much everything right, with the exception of their shots not falling. They're getting good shots, getting the shots that they want, and they're just not going in. Salisbury. Noble set the inbound. She is a freshman, and I'm going to tell you what, she is a matchup problem herself. Over to Bryant, and that ball's knocked away by Ledbetter, guarding her. Noble set the inbound now. And Ledford with a little bit of pressure, but she gets to Bryant. Back to Noble. Oh, I thought she wanted to pull the three there. Morgan in the lane with Flint all over. Flint. And Flint with a great job defending there. Made life tough on Morgan, and the ball got knocked out of bounds. Now Salisbury's going to extend that pressure again. Why not? They had a lot of success with it in the first half. The Limbacher, the Sands, and no man's land. She wiggled her way out of it. Back to Limbacher up top. Now Ledford can breathe and maybe get in some kind of a set here. Flynn at the three-point line on the give. She tried to give and go there to Limbacher, but Taborn was able to step in and knock it away. Greer wide open at the elbow, and she's long on that. That was a good, clean shot. That was about as good a shot as Ledford could ask for. It just would not fall. That's the kind of night it's been for the Panthers. And as crazy as this is going to sound, Salisbury has left a whole lot of opportunities on the table of their own. They've missed layups. They've turned it over without pressure. It could realistically have 43 points instead of the 33 that they have. Hornets lead 33-14. We're at the 2-minute mark, third quarter. Sands in the corner. She might want to drive baseline. She's got Noble on her. There she goes. And she got the foul. So Sands really was in bad position there. Drove baseline, and McCulloch in the middle of a triple team fouled Layla. So Layla's going to go to the line to shoot 2. First one's up and no good. 1:55 to go, third quarter. Conger checks back in for Limbacher. Sands' second shot is up, and it's a little bit long. 33-14 here. Salisbury with the ball, front court. Looking for McCulloch, cutting back door, and Ledbetter got her hand on it and knocked it off McCullough's knee out of bounds. Hey, this is good. Hey, this is nice. Ledford trying to get anything going here. Sands having a little bit of trouble wrangling that pass from Ledbetter. And Flint ends up with Kamaya Lynch laying on her in a loose ball scramble. And Flint trying to check out, and she thought she was going to check out. Next thing you know, the ball's in bounds. Noble knocks down the jumper on the baseline. 35-14, 1:13 to play. Ledbetter drives over to Flint, no good. And I bet when Ledbetter watches that on film, she's going to say, man, I should have shot that ball. I had an opportunity there to score. McCulloch trucks down her own rebound. I'm not real sure Taborn was the intended target of that pass up top, but she said, you know what? These are my points. Stole the pass intended for a teammate and drove right down the middle of the lane and got her a lay-in. Now Ledbetter tries for 3. That ball's blocked by Taborn. Over to Conger in the corner for 3. No good. Taborn pulls down the loose ball. Pulls down the rebound, not the loose ball. And her pass goes sailing into the Hornet in the back pad. Ledford now with the ball, down 37-14, 20 seconds to go, third quarter. Ledbetter looking to cut back door, and she's denied the pass from Conger. Noble with the Euro step, and she's called for an offensive foul. Salisbury faithful does not agree with that call one bit. And I'm not sure. 5 seconds left here. Over and back. That's the kind of night it's been. 5 seconds to play. Ledford bringing the ball up, trying to manage a last-second shot, and the Panthers turn it over. To Nalford, tries to get up the last-second shot there to end the third, and that's no good. So we head to the fourth quarter. Salisbury 37, Ledford 14. It's been a rough night for the Panthers. I was kind of hoping that Kind of hoping that 3-point first quarter was going to be an outlier. The Panthers could get something going here in the second quarter, and that has just not been the case. It's been a struggle from the time they came out of the locker room. So Salisbury is as good as advertised. They are just long and quick and aggressive and pretty dang balanced. They don't just do one thing well. They pressure you on defense. They can take the ball to the hole. They can step out and hit the jumper. And what's impressed me the most is their ability on the glass. They have just dominated the boards from my perspective. I don't have any stats to back that up. Might see some stats that disagree with that, but from where I've been, it's looked like a mismatch on the glass has been all Salisbury. So we head to the fourth quarter. Salisbury 37, Ledford 14. With the boys game coming up. Ledford looking for a little redemption after Friday night's loss. We will talk about that here in just a little bit. We got plenty to talk about. And Ledford, 35 feet from the basket, turns it over. That's the kind of night it's been. The ball in the front court. I'm telling you, Jalea Gibson is a player. A little over-the-shoulder pass there to Huntley, cutting to the rim, and Huntley finishes at 39-14. Harrison blows by her man, up and in, no good. But there's going to be a foul. Tell who that foul was called on. Morgan Harrison's going to shoot a pair of free throws here. First one no good. 7:25 to go now. Harrison with her second free throw. On the way. It's good. Nothing but net. Looking for Huntley long. She corrals it, and that is just too easy. It has been that kind of night. I'm telling you, Salisbury is a tough matchup. They were dominant last year in the CCC. Been an absolute buzzsaw so far this year in the CCC. It's going to be interesting. Salisbury plays North Davidson later this week. And the winner of that game looks like probably will win the CCC. Bryant now with the fast break bucket. 43-15, and Ledford is absolutely gassed. Harrison trying to drive, that swatted away. Salisbury will play. They will play at East Davidson on Friday. Then the Hornets will welcome North Davidson 1 week from tonight. And that looks like it's probably going to determine the CCC champ. Unless, now it could get funky. Ledford's going to need a little help going down the home stretch here. I'll talk to you just a little bit about that. Morgan Harrison will shoot 2 free throws. First one's up and good. Now, North is the wild card in the whole scenario. If they come in here next Tuesday night and they beat Salisbury, and then Ledford goes to North Davidson on Friday, February 12th, and beats the Black Knights, then we've got a three-way tie at the top of the CCC standing. So it's going to be real important for Ledford not to hang its head here, which I'm not trying to get ahead of myself. Ledford plays Oak Grove on Friday, so that's not a gimme by any means, but if Ledford takes care of business against Oak Grove on Friday and at home against East Davidson on Tuesday, then the Panthers still could be in the running here. So it's a whole lot left to happen. Tonight is not the end-all, be-all for the Panthers. If, this score holds. Huntley from the elbow, no good. She gets her own rebound, powers her way in for the putback. She is tough. 45-17 now, 5:10 to go. Again, not to discredit Oak Grove. They could match up with Ledford on Friday night. Could be a barn burner. If Ledford manages to win that game and against East Davidson, and then if North were to beat Salisbury 1 week from tonight. Now that's a lot of ifs. Buddy Mike Meadows, who's now at Oak Grove, I remember him saying several years ago, if ifs and buts were whistles and nuts, we'd all have a wonderful Christmas. So that's a lot of ifs. Limbacher clears there. Thought she was going to pull the three, but instead she tries. Greer with a stick back. Greer cleans up the mess now. 45-19. Bryant, front court. McCall cutting back door, and that's easy. Conger over to Limbacher. Greer up top. And you look here. Bryant reaches in with the steal and the lay-in. 49-19 now. 30-point lead for Salisbury. 3:30 to go, fourth quarter. It's been a really tough night for Ledford. Ledbetter cuts back door, and she gets the lay-in. With a nice feed from Conger. And then Ledbetter gets the steal. Conger, and she takes it in. Well, a little bit of a run, and Salisbury, Lakia Bryce, wants a 30-second timeout. She's going to get a full timeout with a mask break. So that's a rule that a lot of coaches have figured out. They can call a timeout somewhere inside that 4-minute mark and get a freebie. That's turned into a bonus timeout for a lot of teams. And that's basically what Lakia Bryce is doing here. Salisbury 49, Ledford 23, 2:56 to go here in Salisbury. This is Jason Queen. I'm here with Brian Stowe on the camera, and he's working his magic here with some graphics and getting all this stuff to flow through on the YouTube feed. Hopefully it's a good viewing experience for you guys at home. If you get tired of listening to me, you get tired of listening to me like most people do, turn the volume down on your TV. You don't have to listen to me anymore. You have an advantage a lot of people don't have. But everybody I come in contact with wish they had a volume button. Yeah, that's right. What Brian said. Brian can just turn my mic off and spare you all. Not a lot of people have that luxury. Well, Noble, why not? For three. That's good. Ledbetter gets one up. No, Noble on the breakaway. Sands steps in. Good defense in transition there by Layla Sands, getting back, making life hard on what really was a 2-on-1 break. And we're going to get Harrison on a push-off there. Harrison trying to work, and that is going to be her 5th foul. So Harrison's fouled out. Devin DeLellis, the sophomore, checking in for Morgan. Morgan, talked about in the beginning, she is tough as nails, and she has played her tail off tonight and just wasn't going to make a difference against this team. They are deep. There's Noble again for 3. No. A little heat check after one make. Hey, why not? You're up 30 points. Go ahead and let her fly. 2 minutes to go. Salisbury 52, Ledford 23. Over to Flint in the corner. No good. And I believe Atkins is going to get called for an over the back there. Avery Atkins just kind of got sealed off. Real nice box out there from Isa Snalfer. And Avery couldn't help herself. She said, hey, I want that rebound. And the official said, well, that's not going to happen. How that wasn't some kind of a violation, and there comes a whistle, and Latavia Taborn got airborne, and there had to be some kind of a call. Looks like Chris Dobie wants a timeout. He wants to talk about something here. 1:35 to go. He's called a 30-second timeout. 1:35 to go. Salisbury 52, Ledford 23 here at Salisbury. It's been a tough night for the Panthers. Couldn't get anything going, couldn't get anything to fall, and a lot of times when you're in that scenario, it just kind of snowballs on you, and that's pretty much exactly what happened here. So just never really could get anything. You need some momentum when you're playing a team like Salisbury. You need to hang around early, and you need some momentum, and neither one of those things happen here for Ledford. Ledbetter brings it front court, minute and a half to play. Atkins, Flint tried to shake free on the back door, but Ledbetter in traffic. We got a jump ball. That's going to be Salisbury's ball on the jump ball. Salisbury getting ready to finish this baby up here. 1:15 to play. Into Nolfer, who is fouled. Nolfer's going to go to the line to shoot a pair. Two free throws. First one is good for Isis Nolfer. Second is on the way, and it's good. Both of them up. 54-23 now. 1:09 to go. Looks like Ledford's got a sub. One official wasn't quite ready for that sub. Ledbetter on the wing. I thought she was going to pull that three there if she wanted to. Over to Sands. Thought Sands was going to pull the three, and she wasn't quite ready to pull the trigger. There you go. Layla drives baseline, runs a little floater there. It's long. And Nolfer pulls the rebound, and she's going to bring it up herself. Over to Noble. Now up to Naborn up top. Noble over to Kamaya Lynch. Her shot's no good. Layla with some good defense there in the corner. Maddie Flint steps in for the steal. Ledbetter from way downtown. No. A little long. 10 seconds to go. And we got a jump ball. Lynch and Greer with dual possession there. 5 seconds to go here. We'll see if Ledford can't. Ledbetter says, I'll take it. I will pull the trigger here in just a second. No. Final score from Salisbury. Salisbury 54. Ledford 23. Hornets move to 8-1 overall. 6-0 in the CCC. Ledford, that's the Panthers' first loss. Ledford falls to 5-1 in the CCC, 8-1 overall. Ledford will face Oak Grove on Friday night at Ledford. Just a tough night for the Panthers. Couldn't get a whole lot going on the offensive end, and Salisbury is just that good. I mean, there's no other way to put it. They're that good. So let me get some scoring totals here in just a second.
This time, everybody please wave your hands so we can swear again. Thank you.
So our scoring leaders for Ledford. Sophie Conger led the way with 8 points. Morgan Harrison with 7. Aramy Greer with 3. And I've got Maddie Flint and Sarah Ledbetter with 2 each. And that is unofficial. Just put that together right here. So I'm going to double check that here in just a second. Well, my man Kurt Limbacher just sent me the stats. I don't have to do all that, but I'm old school and it's just the way I roll. Okay. So for Ledford, Morgan Harris, forgive me, Sophie Conger with 8 points. Morgan Harrison with 7 points. Aramy Greer with 3. Maddie Flint and Sarah Ledbetter with 2 each. And Ashley Limbacher with 1 is what I've got. My buddy sent me the stats. Let me double check that. I'm going to get, I'm going to cross check the stats. Yes, that's the only one I was missing. I apologize. Ashley, that's right. Ashley Limbacher with 1. For Salisbury, Jamisha Huntley with 11. Michaela Noble and Kyla Bryant with 10 each. Isis Nalford and Rachel McCullough with 7 each. And I know my girl, Jalea Gibson, yes, she had 3. 3. Natavia Taborn with 2. And Mary Morgan with 2. So we talked about the balance talked about how deep the Hornets are, and they did exactly that. They did. I was thinking about Dennis Green from the Vikings earlier today. He said, they are who we thought they were. So Salisbury is that daggone good. No surprises, really. So now, in 10 minutes, we are going to tip off with the boys. I got a score here from my main man, Enoch Davis, from the North Davidson Black Knights Radio Network. North Davidson's girls beat Lexington 78-58. Huge shout out to my man Enoch. Called him the other night. Ended up talking to him for about an hour and a half. He's been doing this a long time, and I am a complete flunky just trying to help you guys out. And he was tremendously helpful, and he is going to help us out any way we can, and that's awesome to get coordination from folks from other schools, and Enoch has always been awesome to work with. I have an opportunity every now and then to umpire with his son, Big Lincoln, back behind the plate, and I know when I'm calling balls and strikes and my man Lincoln's behind the plate, I'm going to have a good day. I'm going to hear some awesome jokes. I'm not going to get hit with any wild pitches, and he's going to make me look good. Nobody's going to even know I'm there. So I know when I got Lincoln in front of me, I'm going to have a good day, let me tell you. So, boys game time. If you're just joining us, Ledford's JV boys won on a nail-biter. Javon Comer at the buzzer, 147-46. Girls game, not so much. Salisbury 54, Ledford 23. That was pretty much a washout from the beginning. Now it's time for the boys game. Ledford's boys really need to get back on track. Panthers lost their first game Friday night. Ledford's boys are sitting at 4-1 in the CCC, 6-1 overall. Salisbury 5-0 in the CCC, 5-3 overall. Salisbury, that 5-3 is a little misleading. They lost by Northwest Guilford in overtime. Lost to Chatham Central in double overtime. And they lost to Forest Hills, which is a perennial state power. To say Salisbury is their 5-3 record's a little misleading would be an understatement. They're pretty daggone good. From the Ledford side, things are going to look a little bit different for Ledford tonight. First things first, head coach Jason Anderson is not on the sidelines. Hopefully he's watching at home or something, but I don't. Usually I try to defend officials, but Friday night I'll see why Jason was shown the gate in 3.1 seconds of chaos at the end of the game against Central Davidson. If you weren't watching or if you couldn't see what was going on, Ledford just trailed multiple times in the game. Trailed 8-0 from the beginning. My man Luke Staten hit a couple big threes early. Central led 8-0 early. Ledford chipped away and came back. Eventually we were right there. And Central pulled away a little bit, got a little bit of a lead there in the fourth quarter, and Ledford came back again. Alex Reese buried a game-tying three, and unbelievably, the Panthers had the ball in Tyler Partey's hands at midcourt in a tie game with 20 seconds to go. So with the ball, tie game with a chance to lead, and that is where the wheels officially fell off, and they didn't all fall off at one time. They fell off one at a time, amazingly. Partey drove in for a layup for the win. His shot missed, and he was called for an over-the-back foul with 3.1 seconds to go. Central was in the double bonus. That was Partey's fifth foul. He fouled out. So Ledford's floor leader off the floor. Sent Central to the line to shoot 2 free throws. That was her 10th free throw. Central made both. Up 54-52. Ledford goes to inbounds. They try a length of the floor inbounds, and it goes, and it goes the length of the floor into the baseline. Completely out of play. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. My main man from Salisbury asking, hey, what the heck are you guys doing? This looks pretty cool. So anyway, we try to inbound to the length of the floor. It goes out of bounds. Central ball again. So we have to foul Central. They missed the first free throw. Anderson calls timeout. Ledford down 54-52. Ledford down 54-52 with Central going to the free throw line. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind, Central had only been called for 4 fouls as a team in the second half. So Jason Anderson told his team at this timeout, guys, when you touch the ball, Central is going to foul you. You need to be in the shooting motion. I don't care if you're 80 feet from the basket. So wouldn't you know it, Central misses the second free throw. Still 54-52. Nick Morgan runs down the rebound just about the three-point line. As he catches it, he wheels to shoot half court, but he gets fouled in the process. Official calls it on the floor. And Anderson pleads his case for the first time. He says, man, I told them that Central only had 4 fouls. They were going to foul you. I told them to shoot. The officials didn't want to hear anything about it. The officials didn't want to hear it. They said, no, sir, he was on the floor, which a good official's not going to change his call either way. No problem. 2 seconds to play. Ledford inbounding in front of the Central bench now on the other side of half court. Ledford gets the ball inbounded to Alex Reese, its best shooter, around half court. Reese, if you're watching from a Ledford perspective, it was pretty clear he was trying to get off a shot from about half court. There was nothing else really that he could do. He's swarmed by 2 Spartans at half court and fouled. Whistle blows, no surprise there. What was a surprise to everybody in the gym was when the official blew the whistle, he points his both fingers at the floor to indicate his foul was on the floor. Therefore, Ledford does not shoot. Hang on 1 second. All right, sorry about that 1 second there. And so the official points to the floor. He calls the foul on the floor. At that point, Jason Anderson, Ledford head coach, understandably walked out onto the court. I couldn't hear what he was saying because I'll be honest with you, I was a little frustrated myself, and I might have politely disagreed with the call from announce table. And Anderson was popped with his first technical, and as he started back to the bench, he was popped with his second technical. So he was ejected. So we go from tie ball game 52-all with Tyler Partee with the ball in his hand at half court to losing 56-52 and coach ejected. To say it was 3.1 seconds of chaos is probably putting it mildly. The Salisbury dance team now, if you can hear, the music is jamming. We have been joined by the dance team. Now, Friday night's over. However, JV coach Will Lessick looks like he's going to be assuming the head coaching duties tonight. Brian Withers, Salisbury coach, going through things with the officials, probably telling the officials what we're going to do here before we get started. But that's a little rundown to the 3.1 seconds of chaos Friday night at Ledford. So you don't want to say any game is a must win, but Ledford still has Oak Grove to play Friday night and has to go to North Davidson next Friday night. So to say this is the meat of the schedule would be a massive understatement. Panthers with one conference loss, and we are certainly hoping that that is going to be the Panthers' last conference loss. We're getting ready here in Salisbury. Hopefully, going to be teeing it up pretty soon. Michael Jackson with PYT blaring over the loudspeaker. And I believe we're going to be getting starting lineups here shortly. That was former Salisbury AD talking to us. And he does a top-notch job down here at Salisbury. He used to always set up the starters for Ledford. I'm going to get back to that in just a minute. Alex Reese, Colt Rumley, Tyler Partee, Owen Finley, and Ian Pettis starting for the Panthers for Salisbury. Jalen Walker. Deuce Walker is going to start at a guard. Nate Brown is going to start in the post. Joe Witherspoon. Who was the last one that he said? Who was the last starter? Number 12, and I don't have a number 12. There's not a number 12 on Max Preps. And I did not have time to go over to the scorers table. So number 12 and your family, I do apologize to you. But tonight on this broadcast, you're going to be number 12. Cam Fowler. Fouts. Cam Fouts. Okay. Cam Stout. Okay, Cam Stout. Got it. Number 12 is not on the roster. Pettis cutting into the lane, looking for contact. It wasn't there. Ball out of bounds there. Still be Ledford ball. Rumley inbounding. Partee over to Finley for three. No good. That's not a bad shot. Really got a cut and a three. It was Witherspoon knifing his way into the lane. And his shot was no good. And boy, that's going to be a matchup that's going to be tough for Ledford. He kind of reminds me of Micah Williams from Lexington. Tall, athletic, can get to the rim. He missed there. Brown saves it. Over to Deuce Walker, and he's in for the lay-in. 2-0 Salisbury. Deuce Walker, pressure coming. See how Ledford handles the full court pressure. Reese clears it. Up top to Pettis. Reese cutting through the lane, and his shot is blocked. Joe Witherspoon, that man again. Deuce tries to go coast to coast. No good. Finley getting muscled around in there. And okay. Got a foul called, I believe, on Stout. That is his first, team's first, on an over to back. So it's going to be interesting to watch how officials call the game. Partee to Reese, tries to clear it. Have to handle the press. So far, so good. Rumley thought about pulling a three. Top to Partee. Rumley again, no. Pettis over to Reese. He won't think about it. A little long. Pettis cleared it, but he had it stripped away by Deuce Walker, and Walker's headed the other way. Slipped and fell. And man, oh man. Salisbury's had about 5 looks at point-blank range so far, but they still only lead Ledford 2-0. Panthers have gotten some breaks here so far. Finley 3, Rumley. Reese. And this is the pace that the Panthers want to play. They want to wear you down, lull you to sleep, and then Partee spinning, and he's got the and one. Partee spins his way into the lane and gets the bucket. He gets fouled by Deuce Walker. Bucket's good, 2-all. Parker Cheek checking in for the Panthers for Pettis. And Partee with the bucket. +1. He's got a chance to give Ledford the lead here. 5:46 to go, first quarter. Free throws up and good. 3-2. Yeah. Shot no good. One thing I will say, Salisbury has come out cold and they have left the door open if Ledford can convert some of these possessions. Rumley on the wing. Again, they're going to take it slow. Cheek up top. Tried to run a little flex there. Wasn't there, but Partee kind of lost it on his way up, and then he had it swatted man style. Partee in the corner. He goes back up top. They're going to set up again, and Ledford looks a little... Finley cutting in, and he got a lot of... He wanted contact coming up on the drive, but nothing was called there. Back the other way. That's Brown working in the paint. No good. Partee with good defense there. Not called for a foul. Hopefully they're going to let him play a little bit here, as the girls' game was pretty tight. Partee cutting, and he gets fouled again. And if that's on Deuce Walker, that's going to be his second. The Hornets starting point guard, a freshman, and that is his second foul. And, well, I hate to keep picking on him, but for Partee to be on the receiving end of 2 fouls early, that's a breath of fresh air for a Ledford fan, I'm going to tell you. Tyler, my good buddy, over at the house all the time with Jake. I can pick on him. I know he'd just laugh. He'd give it right back to me, and he'd tell me how every foul was not really a foul on him. Steps up, makes both free throws, 5-2. 4:32 to play, first quarter. Now Jalen Chun, the sophomore, in to run the point for Walker, who's in foul trouble early. Stout thought about it, back over to Chun. A good defense there, and tough matchup in the paint. No foul called. Brown trying to work his way in the lane, and Cheek does not look like a good matchup for him on the surface, but he did a good job so far. And Finley needed to maybe tie his shoe there. A little extra whistle there. Going back to Stout in the corner for 3, and that's good. Coming out, really well-executed inbound play there to get the 3 for Stout. Well, got it to Partee, and he's got somebody behind him. Over to Finley, now back to Partee. Oh, into Cheek with a beautiful pass, but it's blocked by Nate Brown. What a great look by Partee. And Cheek just didn't feel the pressure coming. Really nice play there. Brown has trouble handling it, and there it is. Partee felt like he got a clean block there, but the officials disagreed, so there's his first foul. Nate Brown is going to be going to the line to shoot a pair for Salisbury. 5-all, 3:37 to go, and I'm not sure why the officials are not giving us a mask break, but I'm glad they didn't, because Nate Brown just airballed a free throw. So we'll take it. So we get a breathing timeout here. 3:37 to go, first quarter. Salisbury 5, Ledford 5. Ledford really getting some good looks here in the early going, but Salisbury's athleticism, no surprise, has been a challenge, in the paint especially. Cheek there on that nice feed from Partee. Maybe next time, I bet he's probably going to pump fake if he gets the ball in that position. But you're going in motion, you got your body in one motion, you want to kind of catch it and go up, and that's exactly what Cheek did, and just got it blocked. But That's all right. 5 all, 3:37 to go. First quarter. And now Brown, after airballing his first effort, is going to step to the line for his second free throw. Finley having a hard time keeping Jalen Walker out of the lane there, but Walker knocked it out of bounds. Jalen Walker looks like an outside linebacker. Of course, Finley a safety, so it kind of looks like a linebacker against a safety in there. Reese wants to drift out. He's going to bang from 3, no good, but Rumley tried to tip it in almost, in and out, going back the other way. That ball was knocked. Finley's got it. He clears it to Partee in transition. And Jalen Walker says, no, not today. Again, Partee probably maybe wanted a little contact there, and some nights he would have gotten that contact. Not tonight. Not so far. That might change as we move along here. Who knows? 5 all. 3 minutes to go. First quarter. Partee up top. Looking over in the corner. Now back doors off Walker's hands as Finley. Oh, okay. They are going to say. So we got a 30-second timeout now from Ledford. Will Essick wants to talk about it. Will Essick is just getting a little bit of experience here as a varsity head coach. Does a great job with the JV program. Yeah. Exciting win earlier this evening over Salisbury, 47-46. And so he wants to talk about it. He wants to see what we're doing here. Hopefully going to set up a nice little inbound play, and we get a little bucket and get a little momentum here. Partee to inbound under his own goal. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Into Finley, and he got fouled. Yes, sir. Finley got the rebound, went up strong. Walker wanted the block, but he was whistled for his first foul. Finley to the line to shoot 2. He misses the first. Rattles out. So nice little play there that Essick called off the inbound. Finley got fouled. Hopefully he'll make his second free throw and give us the lead here. And hits the back iron, dances up, and falls in. 6-5, Panthers. Joe Witherspoon checks back in, and I know I've said it before, but he is the matchup that kind of worries me a little bit. Zeb Henry also in for the Hornets. Over to Henry. Got rocking a sweet mullet. He's going to pull the 3. No, he's long. Partee with a rebound. He clears. And that's one good thing about when Salisbury misses a shot, is they can't set up their pressure. Morgan trying to work his way in the paint and trying to kick to Cheek in the corner for a 3, and he gets whistled for a travel there. Henry back up to Chun. Over to Mike Jeter, who's in for the first time. Then Witherspoon goes baseline, and that is tough. 7-6, Hornets, 2 minutes to go. Back over to Finley, trying to beat the press there. Partee in the middle, that's really what we want. Get the ball in Tyler's hands in the middle. They wanted to walk on Morgan again, but it didn't get called that time. Might have kept his pivot foot there. Reese thinking about it. Reese with Walker on him. That is not really. That's an interesting matchup to say the least. Now he gets some screens and Walker's back on Finley. Probably Reese, if he had caught it clean, I bet the 3 would have gone up right there. But there it is right there. That's the shot we want. Bang, bang. Alex Reese with the 3 up top. Play was designed to go to him a second ago, and he mishandled the pass a little bit. So he said, hey, let's run it again. And there's that man again, Witherspoon going baseline. Walker just manning people down low, and he gets the rebound and the stick back. Jalen Walker with the rebound And the foul. Hey, we're frozen. We're froze. Okay, guys, if you can still hear me, we did not realize we were frozen. We're going to work through it. This happened in the JV game. We are trying here. We are doing our best. Cheek goes up. Oh, Finley steps in, gets the steal, and then we got a foul on Henry. So sorry about this, folks. We doing the best we can here. We are frozen. We are going to get back on as quick as we can. We had this issue in the JV game, and my main man, Brian Stowe, got us out of it, and he's going to bail us out of it again. Cheek from the elbow. No, I'm sorry, Reese from the elbow. No good, but Morgan with the rebound and goes up and in. So, Panthers lead 11-9. Over to Henry with the mullet for the three, and he airballed it. So, 11-9. Panthers with the ball. 20 seconds to play, first quarter. Partee up top. Finley to set a screen. Partee driving, and the baskets. I am not sure what that motion was. Partee drove to the hole and made a bucket. I don't know if they're calling the basket on the floor, calling the foul on the floor or not. Yes, they are. So that basket will not count for Partee. 12.8 seconds to go. My main man, Brian Stowe, is working on the video feed here. Bear with us. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We are feeling our way through it at the mercy of the Wi-Fi or hotspot. Finley works his way in with the left hand. And the Panthers lead 13-9. That's the end of the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, Ledford 13, Salisbury 9, and the dance team is on the floor here. So far, so good for Ledford. Partee with an and one and a couple free throws. Owen Finley, he is not scared. He is not intimidated. Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker, I'm going to tell you guys, he is a man-child in the post. And he is a tough matchup. One quarter down. Ledford 13, Salisbury 9. I'm going to tell you, Salisbury has got some athletes who can jump. They are physical. And Ledford, I'm going to tell you what, the old South Davidson coach, when the Hatfield twins were there, he said, you know, we may not pass the eye test, but we're pretty dadgum good. When you look at these two teams, you would probably think maybe Salisbury is going to run us out of the gym. But Ledford is as disciplined and smart and cut and box out. Running 5 game here. Over to Finley for 3. No, he thought about it, but he changed his mind. They're probably going to run 5 game again if they're not smart. They're going to get a little bucket down there in the on the block. Partee works his way in, and he gets fouled. Yes, sir. Great job, Tyler Partee. And he's going to go to line to shoot a pair, with Ledford clinging to a 13-9 lead. Partee the first, second one's up, and it's long. Ian Pettis yanks down a rebound. He's going to try to power his way up. No, back out to Partee. Partee drives with a little runner, no good. And Salisbury going the other way. Over to, I believe, Chun in the corner. No, but Witherspoon just yanks down the rebound and goes back in with the putback. And I am impressed with that kid so far. Nick, you've got baseline. You can move. There we go. Pettis over to Reese. Back to Morgan, over to Finley. They break the press. And Partey's kind of settled down in the corner. You might want to get him to come up top and take the ball. Pettis thought about pulling the three. No. Morgan. And boy, I'm going to tell you what. Salisbury is going to say he got bailed out, and maybe he did. I don't know. Well, he should be shooting the 1-and-1. That should be the 7th team foul. So Morgan is going to step to the line to shoot 1-and-1. With Ledford clinging to a 13-11 lead. 6:46 to go, second quarter. Salisbury wants to talk it over. .46 to go, second quarter. Ledford 13, Salisbury 11. The Panthers have not been intimidated. They might have been out-jumped a little bit. They might have been out-muscled a little bit. But so far, it's been a pretty typical Ledford game. Ledford, I've always said it. It seems like whether we play the Lakers or whether we play a preschool team, it's going to be a nail-biter at the end, it seems like. We like close games, and usually we fare pretty well in close games, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. Morgan now at the front end of 1-and-1. He misses. Pettis secures a rebound. We'll get set back up again. Now Finley clears to Pettis, and he's going to get called for a travel up top. Jalen Walker, the big man, and Cam Stout, pretty big man, checking back in for the Hornets. Hornets push trail 13-11. Ledford with a little lead. Walker in the lane, over to Witherspoon. Witherspoon jumps, shot, no good. Walker, not sure how that's knotted over the back, but Finley did. Finley couldn't box him out any better. And Walker just kind of goes right over the top of him, but that's okay. It's a tough call to make. Stout for three, and it's good. And the Hornets have a 14-13 lead. 6 minutes to go. Over to Partey in the middle of that press. He's going to clear it and get set up a little bit. Pettis in the corner. And he drives baseline. Nice, strong move there for Ian Pettis, and he gets fouled. So Pettis is going to go to the line to shoot two. So Pettis with the Panthers trailing 14-13. 5:45 to go, second quarter. First shot is up, and it kisses every part of the rim imaginable and falls in. 14 all. Second shot coming for Ian Pettis. And he's not so fortunate on that one. Panthers have missed 4 out of the last 5 from the free throw line. Salisbury working it back and forth against the zone. Panthers running a little 2-3 zone, trying to extend it when the ball's around the three-point line, and that's probably not a bad idea. Make them shoot the three, but Cam Stout says, okay, I can do that. He nails his second straight three. Really, you have to pick your poison. And unfortunately, Cam Stout has knocked down a pair of threes in a row. So, you know, do you go man? Do you go zone? Who knows? Partey tries the Grayson Allen falling down after the three. No call. Partey comes up hobbling. Finley tries to get a steal going out of bounds. Can't quite save it. Partey really grimacing in pain now with his right ankle. When he shot that three there, and he came down, I wonder if when he landed, he didn't land on that defender's foot and roll his ankle. It's almost what I'm wondering if it didn't happen. Deuce Walker back in the game. He got called for 2 early fouls. Now he's back in to run the show for Salisbury up top. Oh, my goodness, not again. Cam Stout. No, but Witherspoon with a rebound, and he goes back up. No good. And Stout gets called for the foul trying to reach in, and Finley's going to go to the other end and shoot free throws. And I'm going to tell you guys, against this team right here, you can't miss 4 out of 5 from the free throw line. And we missed 1 in the first quarter before that. So we've got to be able to convert these opportunities right here. When you get fouled 85 feet from the basket and you get to go to get some free points, you got to take advantage. Finley to the line, shooting 1 and 1. Saw this in the girls' game in the first half. They missed the front end of 3 straight 1 and 1s, unfortunately. Finley, first free throws up and good. Thank goodness. 17-15 now. Salisbury with the lead. 4:37 to go, second quarter. He's got 1 shot left. A little bit of confusion there. They might try to work their way out of that second free throw, but Finley says, no, I got 1 more, but then he's a little bit long with it. 17-15. Hornets trying to push a little bit. Back to Deuce Walker. Witherspoon over here on the wing. In to Nate Brown, and he's going to draw the foul on Ian Pettis. No, not sure who they called the foul on. It looked like he called it on Finley with his fingers, but I thought Pettis was the one that got him. So Will Essex asking him, hey, who's that foul on? And did he just, I was looking down right, and did he just airball that free throw again? All right, well, that's 2 airballed free throws for Nate Brown. So if we get into a late game situation where we need to foul somebody, I think we found our guy. Well, he missed that one, and then the big boy gets called for over the back. So there's another foul on Jalen Walker. That's going to be his second. And I told you earlier, Finley had boxed him out as best as he can box out. And Walker just reached right over him, came right through him, and got the rebound. Now, we got the foul call that time, and Finley is going to step to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. We're in the double bonus here with 4:23 left to go in the second quarter. So that is going to be definitely to Ledford's advantage moving forward. 4:23 to go second quarter, and the Panthers are already in the double bonus, and Salisbury doesn't seem to have any real interest in backing off on defense. They're going to come after you. Finley calmly knocks down both free throws. 17 all, 4:23 to go. Deuce Walker into the front court. Over to Mike Jeter, back to Deuce. Jeter's going to step in, and I believe Cheek's going to get called for the foul there. He just couldn't quite. Jeter took that pass on the wing and started to cut into the lane, and Cheek just couldn't quite get his feet right. Couldn't stop either. It was just inevitable. It just happened. Into Nate Brown, and he makes a little floater in the lane. 19-17, Salisbury with the lead. Pressure coming. Rumley over to Cheek. Back over to Finley down the sideline. Picks his dribble up. Cheek up top. Partee kind of favoring that ankle now. He's over here on the left sideline, and he's just definitely does not look like himself at the moment. Certainly hoping he can fight his way through it. Finley, step back. 3, no good. Stout with a rebound. And Salisbury's running. They're pushing ahead. Ledford back in the zone, and Jeter just bursts his way through right down the middle of the lane. 21-17 Hornets. 3:20 to go. Over to Cheek in the middle. Over to Pettis. Driving, baseline, and he's going to get fouled. So Nate Brown called for the foul, and Pettis is going to get a couple free throws. So this is worth watching. And I I know I'm a crusty old man, but I hate when they do that. They recognized after they had already given Ian Pettis the ball that it was time for a mass break, so they blew their whistle and sent both fighters to their respective corners. I wish once they let him have the ball, they would let him go ahead and shoot the ball. But anyway, nobody asked me, and that's okay. But the dance team rocking again here. 3:12 to go. 21-17. Salisbury leads Ledford. 2 weeks left to go in CCC action. Both of these teams trying to stay in the hunt. Of course, we talked about Salisbury's got Ledford tonight, and they've got North Davidson 1 week from tonight on Tuesday. Jamarian Dalton and North Davidson. Head coach Josh Schneider, they have been on a roll. Dalton scoring 50 points in a game last week. So these two teams trying to stay in the hunt for a conference championship. This is a big one tonight. And of course, Pettis hits the first free throw. Of course, Ledford with a game against Oak Grove on Friday, East Davidson on Tuesday, and then at North Davidson in the season finale, regular season finale on February 12th. So after losing to Central Davidson last past Friday, a win here tonight would certainly help the Panthers stem the tide a little bit. And Jamaica Wells just checked into the lineup, and he mishandles a pass over on the sidelines, and that's not going to help his cause for playing time. Morgan, rear, over to Reese up top. Reese, boy, I can't believe it. He doesn't need but just a little sliver, and he can pull the three. I'm shocked he didn't do it, and they may be trying to get it right here. By accident, fourth three, no good. And they want it over to back on Pettis, no call, and Walker clears the rebound. Ahead to Jeter, throws it right at Owen Finley's face. He about got an assist to himself off of Owen's face there. Partee hobbles front court. He has been battling some knee issues the last couple weeks. Pettis up top. Partee clears. I'm going to try to get Morgan on the flex at the elbow. No good. Walker with a rebound ahead to Jeter, and Jeter lays it in. (23-19) now. 2 minutes to go, second quarter. And Ledford has kind of slowed down a little bit here in the second quarter. Looked a little bit out of sorts. And Will Essick thinks the same thing. Ball over to Morgan there on the sidelines, and Essick calls timeout. Now, in my opinion, that's a pretty good timeout right there, because Ledford, the last few possessions really on both ends of the court, seem a little bit not rattled, but they're definitely not to the point of where they were 5 minutes ago. No doubt Salisbury's physicality and athleticism, you know, even if it doesn't get to you early, when you face it for 16 solid minutes, 24, 32 solid minutes, at some point it's going to start wearing on you. And Ledford looks like they're at that point right now. Again, Partee hobbling a little bit with either his ankle or his knee, and that doesn't help matters any. Partee over to Reese, and boy, he's got a lot of pressure, and that's going to be a foul. Reese is going to step to the line, and he's going to shoot a pair of free throws. So the one thing, I won't say keeping Ledford in it, because it's not exactly like Salisbury set the world on fire, but Reese with a free throw, and Salisbury is definitely helping Ledford's cause by fouling. We're kind of in an opposite situation as we were Friday night. This is only the first half, but Ledford's been called for 4 fouls. Salisbury is already, Ledford's in the double bonus every time they got fouled. They were in a double bonus midway through the second quarter. Over to Jeter in the corner. He's going to pull the three. Look, I thought I was going to airball it. No. Stout with a rebound. He's going to pull up. No good. Jeter with a rebound. And now Ledford's got a little bit of a run out for Reese. Ball knocked away. Morgan, no. And Deuce Walker, I know you can only get one steal, but he really got two. And then he gets the and one on Partee. Cam Stout with a breakaway. And Partee fouls him to give Stout the and one opportunity. Makes a bucket. That's going to be Partee's second foul, I believe. Stout with a chance to convert the three-point play, and he does. 26-21 Salisbury. 1:07 to go, second quarter. And there, we broke the press. Partee with a lay-in. That'll get us going, hopefully. 26-23 now, Salisbury leads. Under a minute to play, first half. Deuce Walker up top, over to Stout. And Reese says, oh, don't try that so fast. Yeah, backs off a little bit. They get it into Walker. Pettis with some good help side, but that's just really nothing he can do there. And Walker muscles his way in for the bucket. Partee breaks the press again. Euro step and almost got an and one right there. I thought he was going to get an and one to kind of get a little revenge on the one he gave up on the other end, but his shot wouldn't quite fall. So he'll step to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. If this fouling continues, it will definitely be to Ledford's advantage. Partee misses if the Panthers could hit a free throw. I want to look at the half. I want to tally up my free throws here and see what we've got, but it ain't going to be good. Partee hits the second of two. 28-24. Salisbury leads. 20 seconds to go. Stout. Over to Deuce. Jalen Walker trying to hold off Finley at the foul line. Over to Jeter up top. 10 seconds. 7. Jeter swatted away. Pettis gets knocked down, and Jalen Walker just goes in. Absolutely nothing they could do. Reese from three-quarter court, and he goes over everything. And I'm going to tell you what, guys. Jalen Walker, I wouldn't want to be going against him in any circumstance. I wouldn't want to be a running back with the ball coming around the side and see him. I wouldn't want to be a power forward facing him in the paint. He is tough. If you'll give me just a few minutes here, I'll get to work on the scoring for both teams. Hey, how you doing? All right, guys, we are back here. 3 minutes, 15 seconds left before we, can't say tip off the second half. We don't even tip off the first half anymore. But Salisbury 30, Ledford 24 here at Salisbury on an ice cold Tuesday night. Scoring leaders for Salisbury, Cam Stout with 12 points. Cam Stout, number 12, was not even on the roster on max. Perhaps I'm going to have to give Salisbury coach Brian Withers a hard time about that. And I wonder if he's trying to hide him from everybody, where everybody doesn't know he's there. For Ledford, Tyler Partee with 8 points. Owen Finley with 6. Alex Reese with 5. And I will say, Jalen Walker for Salisbury has 6 points. Joe Witherspoon and Mike Jeter with 4 each. The Hornets have had a bunch of opportunities, and they have missed a bunch of opportunities. The one thing to keep an eye on is the Hornets could be working themselves into some serious foul trouble. I told you I was going to get these free throw stats, and I messed around and did not do it. I got a drink of water. Had to put my mask down a little bit there and get me a little drink of water. So let me get those free throw stats for Ledford, just out of curiosity. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Ledford was 13-4. 13 for 20 from the free throw line. By my math, I believe that's 65% from the charity stripe. Christy Palmer, if you're listening, appreciate a little math help there, but I believe that's 65% from the free throw line, so not quite as bad as I thought it was going to be, but still left a few points on the board, and against a team like Salisbury, you really can't afford to do that, but that's okay. I'm going to hope Tyler Partee's ankle holds up here in the second half. Hope nothing major is wrong. And I just got a message from my wife that my message is better than, my music at Ledford is better than Salisbury, and I don't know about that. Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody was blaring as we finished the halftime. I've heard Michael Jackson, PYT, and I was trying to think of what the other song was we heard there, but I know whoever's playlist it is may be coming off of a cassette tape somewhere over there near that scorer's table. We had some good old stuff tipping back to the halls of West Davidson High School back in the early 90s. Salisbury 30. Ledford 24, start of the second half here in Salisbury on an ice cold Tuesday night in Salisbury. What I'd really like to see is see Alex Reese get loose for a couple threes here early. That's a momentum builder for the Panthers all year. But instead, it's Nate Brown muscling his way inside for a pretty easy bucket. Ledford doing all it can to slow that down, but man, I'm going to tell you, those are some big old youngins in the paint. Tyler having a hard time break free, but there's Alex, bang, bang. And that is what we need. We need to slip Alex free for a couple threes, maybe run, there's Walker again, and he had to have been in the lane for about 17 seconds, but that's not something you're going to get called very often. So Jalen Walker, the big boy, muscles his way in for a bucket. So I'm tell you what, between Jalen Walker and Nate Brown, Salisbury have got some men in the middle. Rumley cuts through, nothing there. Partee works his way free at the foul line. He got it. (34-29), 6:40 to go, third quarter. Salisbury leads Ledford. Trying to get Walker or Brown the ball in the paint. Now I wasn't in the Salisbury locker room at halftime, but I believe I know what Brian Withers told his team. Get the ball to the big boys inside. This is going to be a foul call. And Lord, Ian Pettis just got steamrolled and got called for the foul. And you hate to get called for the foul and end up on your tail end. It's not good. If you're going to get called for the foul, you'd rather the other guy ended up on his tail end, but not the way it worked. Inside to the big boy. Easy money, Jalen Walker. And so Ledford's going to have to find a way to slow that down. It's obvious Withers told his team at half, get the ball in the paint. And so far, so good for Salisbury. Ledford now, front court. Rumley motioning Finley to move back over. Reese up top again. No. Looked like he had it again. Finley rips the ball away from Deuce Walker. And Deuce is going to get called for, I believe that's going to be his third foul. So that was a storyline there in the first quarter with Deuce getting called for a couple fouls early. If Ledford could get him in foul trouble again, that would be nice. Reese up top over to Rumley. Thought he was going to pull the trigger on the three. Drives. A little floater. No good. Jalen Walker clears the rebound to Deuce Walker. Joe Witherspoon in transition. And he scored. And Ledford turns it over on the inbound. And that start of the second half has been about as worst case scenario for Ledford as it can get. 5:34 to go, third quarter. Jalen Walker inside again, and there is just no matching up with him right now. He has got 6 quick points here in the third quarter, and they've all come from about 3 feet away. Witherspoon drives baseline. He's got it. Will Essett calls for a timeout. And that is what Salisbury does. They can score in bunches. They can get in the lane and muscle you out of the way, and that is exactly what they've done here to start the second half. Again, Brian Withers, Salisbury coach, can only assume told his team, get the ball in the lane. I don't know. I think halftime probably took about 3 seconds. Reese hit a 3. Partee with a jumper from the foul line, and that has been it for Ledford here. And Salisbury has just picked up the pace, and you know, I talked about a lot of those shots they didn't hit in the first half. They were missing a bunch of shots from point-blank range. Those have gone in with 100% accuracy here in the second half. Pressure still coming, sort of. They're just running a full-court man is what it looks like. Over to Rumley. Back up top to Reese for 3. He's got to nail that. No. And that is, we need to hit that shot. And he just, you know, it's a lot of pressure to put on him because we need him to make it. Brown inside from Jalen Walker. Nothing we can do. 44-29. And Ledford needs to stop the bleeding here big time. Finley over to the three-point line. Partee kicks it out to Finley for 3, and that's good. So we needed that. Finley with the 3 from the left wing. Partee with the kick out. 44-32 now. 4:20 to go. Ledford will get a mass break. If they can get a stop here and get a bucket, they'd be okay. And that's exactly what we needed. We denied the entry pass. Partee got a hand on it, I believe. Denied the entry pass. They wanted to go to Jalen Walker, and why not? I'd go to him every possession until Ledford found a way to stop it. Finley up top, over to Rumley. Now back over to Reese. Back up to Partee. Going to set back up. Over to Pettis on the wing. Back to Reese for 3, but now Partee inside, and if that didn't go, boy, it would have been tough. Partee gets the bucket inside after the pump fake. Got it back down to 10. 44-34. 3:32 to go. Deuce Walker over to Stout and gets a screen from Nate Brown. And I'm going to tell you, when you get screened by Nate Brown, you know it. You would get out of the way. And Stout again for 3. Man, He's not even on the roster on Max Preps, and I'm just going to have to tell Withers he must be hiding him from everybody, not putting him on that Max Prep roster. I don't know. But the kid can flat out stroke it. Over to Partee for the three. No good. Jalen Walker, pulls down the rebound. Deuce Walker up ahead to Stout again. Back over to Deuce. And got their hands on the pad. The kick out to Stout, but he was able to corral it. And Deuce Walker over to Jalen Walker in the paint. Easy. Not a whole lot Ledford can do to defend against that. Over to Pettis at the elbow, running a little flex, no good. Jalen Walker rips down the rebound. Withers tells his troops, hey, slow down. He wants to run a set piece. Let me see, I think I could call this play. Get the ball to Jalen Walker in the paint. Or Nate Brown. There's Walker, there's Brown, easy. Nothing to it. And Ledford has to call timeout again. There is just... Salisbury has extended the lead to 51-34 with 1:52 to go in the third quarter. Jalen Walker with 8 points here in the third quarter. Nate Brown with 6 here in the third quarter. And they have assisted each other on 3 of those buckets. Of Salisbury's 21 points here in the third quarter, those 2 guys have 15 of them. Excuse me. They have 14 of them. Stout has hit a 3, and Witherspoon has driven in twice. So the 2 big guys have combined for 14 points, and again, they've assisted each other on 3 of those 7 buckets. It is just been kind of man among boys in the paint here in the third quarter. Partee working against Jeter right at the volleyball line. Over to Cheek. And you could just hear a Salisbury player say they're running flex. So not a whole lot of secrets in what Ledford's trying to do here, but it's still pretty effective. Reese draws contact on the drive and spin. Looks like he's probably going to go to the line to shoot 2, and he will. Now, we need him to hit these, and we need to find some way to slow Salisbury down in the paint. We've got to keep him out of the paint. I don't know if we can front them, double them, I don't know. But they have just had their way on the blocks here in the third quarter. Reese misses a second. 51-35, minute to go here in the third quarter. Salisbury has extended its lead. Stout over for 3. You know what? I'll give them that. Instead of that, any day of the week. Jalen Walker runs down the long rebound, finds Nate Brown in the paint, and a lay-in again. Reese. Heard another fan on the baseline wanting a moving screen. It takes me back to when South Davidson was really good. I heard South Davidson was playing at North Row Inn one night, and somebody said it's a moving screen, and somebody else said they're all moving. Trying to free up the Hatfield twins, who could just absolutely bomb it for the Wildcats. And that's going to be well, it should have been a backcourt violation, but Reese just stood there and looked at it. So Jalen Chun runs it down and converts it into a lay-in. And Ledford is hanging its head a little bit here. It's a little frustrated for sure. I understand. Partee and 1. So Partee drives into the lane and gets fouled. His floater falls. And he's going to go to the line to shoot one. 55-37 with 1 second left here in the third quarter. Partee's free throw is up and good. And if he hits that, I was about to say that is the kind of third quarter that it was for Ledford. But no, 55-38. Salisbury leads Ledford after 3, and it has just been a challenge trying to slow down Jalen Walker and Nate Brown, number 0 and number 3. They have been a couple of grown men in the paint. And Ledford has not found a way yet to counter that. And if they're going to make a run here, it's going to have to be pretty quick. Down 17, headed to the fourth quarter. And that quarter alone, let's see, Walker had 6 in the first half, Jalen Walker. And he had 8 there, so he's up to 14. Nate Brown only had 2 points in the first half, and he scored 8 there, so he went from 2 to 10 just like that. And again, almost every single one of those buckets was from point-blank range. Jalen Chun now really trying to lock down Alex Reese off the ball, not let him touch the ball again. Finley trying to work his way inside, but Brown contested that. Brown picks up the loose ball. Somehow that one doesn't go. Stout clears it back to Jeter, and he wanted to look for Brown back down in the lane. Spins, no. Brown just rips it away from Cheek. Back out to Stout up top, they're going to reset. Man, Jalen Chun now hits the 3. 58-38. That lead has ballooned to 20. Partee, Rumley up top. And Cheek curls around a screen there. Nothing doing. Back over to Rumley. Top to Cheek. And, you know, the thing about it is, with Walker and Brown in the middle, Salisbury can guard the mess out of you out on the perimeter, because if you beat them off the dribble, they got those 2 big guys waiting for you in the paint. It's the old approach that East Davidson's girls could use when Bailey Plummer was there. They could play tight man-to-man, because if you got around them on the perimeter, if you happen to get around Maddie Hallman, Bailey Plummer was sitting there waiting on you in the lane. They have basically employed the same strategy here. They guard you and guard you and guard you, and if you get to the lane, you got 2 real nice prizes waiting on you. Finley at the line. He makes the first one. Petty rips down the rebound, and he can't make the stick back. So Pettis had a chance there on the missed free throw, but he missed. Now over to Brown. I'm going to tell you what. Now he made me eat my words there. He stepped out to about 12 feet and hit the baseline jumper. And guess what? Jalen Walker with the assist. We talked about it in the girls' game. With the realignment coming at the end of this year, not a whole lot of teams are going to mind the fact that they're not going to have to play Salisbury again. And in boys and girls basketball, that is definitely no exception. Jeter wiggles his way down the lane. Will Essex asking him, hey, what happened? How was that a foul? And the official says, well, he got him with the hit check. So Jeter will step to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. with Salisbury leading 60-39. 5:41 to go here in the fourth quarter. Jeter misses the first. And Brown is going to go out. And I think there was exactly 2 people clapping when Brown checked out. He deserved a standing ovation. I'm tell you what, that kid has been a beast in the lane. Second free throw, no good. And that was Nick Antosik who got the rebound, but he got the ball stripped away from him. Partee driving, and Jeter is going to get called for the foul. And he sticks his hands up and he says, man, that's not a foul. And that's going to be his 5th. He is out. So Jeter's out. And this is what I'm talking about right here. Jeter fouls out, but here comes Witherspoon. I mean, there's no drop-off. They shuffle another guy in, and he's just as good as the last one. Morgan, floater, baseline, air ball. Up ahead to Witherspoon. And Witherspoon powers in. No, Stout with the rebound and the stick back. And it just looks like Ledford is just wore out. They are just tired of getting bodied all night long. But Finley sticks the 3. Owen Finley with the 3 from the right wing. 62-42. 4:55 left. Jalen Chun directing traffic. Now he gets the Witherspoon up top. Witherspoon says, hey, let's settle down. Gets it over to Stout. Got the hash mark. Walker running the pick and roll 30 feet from the basket. I'm not sure what will. But hey, why not? He's done everything else. Chun wanted the 3. Gets to Antosik. No. Partee with a rebound. Up ahead. Looking to Morgan on transition. Morgan stops. I don't blame him. If I was coming towards the rim and I saw Jalen Walker in the way, I think I'd stop too. Pettis gets fouled. They didn't like the call, but 4:20 to go. Pettis at the line to shoot 2. And he's short on the first one off the front iron. And Deuce Walker is going to check back in for the Hornets. And Jalen Walker goes to the bench now. Second free throw up, and it's short also for Pettis. And Witherspoon, they tried to run a little half-court trap, and Stout just looked right over the top, and Witherspoon was just standing wide open under the basket for a lay-in. Partee gets fouled. And we're going to take a break for the mask. We're going to take a breathing timeout. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm pretty sure this is Sade, if I'm not mistaken. We have about hit the late 80s, early 90s jackpot with the dance team, guys, and I'm going to tell you what. I love Ledford, but I'm almost tempted to come to Salisbury. I'll be perfectly honest with you. They've taken me back to my high school days with the dance team. Salisbury 64, Ledford 42. It has been all Salisbury in the second half. You know, with a minute 41 to go in the first half, it was 23-21 Salisbury. Stout scored on a three-point play, made it 26-21, and then Walker muscled his way inside twice before the half, made it 30-24. So that little push there at the end of the second quarter kind of gave them momentum headed into the second half, and they have just been relentless since they came out of the locker room. Partee's first free throw up, and it's long. Second one's long as well. And I'm surprised he didn't get called for an over the back there, but no call. 42. Oh, looked like a walk there. They're going to try to skip with the Witherspoon there. Partee with pressure up top. Morgan steps in front of a pass for the steal. He gets the ball. Essex says, hey, we got to go. We're down 3 touchdowns. You know, we can't be walking the ball up the court. Over to Pettis. He gets it to Finley with Antosic on him, and he's going to drive to the hole. What's a good take? And one. Finley, and one. He saw he was being guarded by Antosic 20 feet from the basket, and nobody else was in the lane. He's, man, I got to go to the rim, and that's exactly what he did. Got the bucket. 3:26 to go. Finley with a free throw here for hopefully complete the 3-point play. No, he missed it. Got a lane violation anyway. The referee says he stepped over the foul line before the ball hit the rim. So 64-44. Salisbury enjoying a 20-point lead here with 3:20 left to go. Over to Stout in the corner. I cannot believe it. He finally missed. And that thing went about 3/4 of the way down before it came kicking out. Partee kicks out to Pettis. Thought about pulling the 3. Nope. Over to Finley. Finley's got Witherspoon on him this time. Now Morgan for 3, and he's off. Up ahead, but Finley, like he's playing free safety on the football field on Friday night, steps in front of that pass. Now he's going coast to coast, and he's got the lay in, but no. Over to Stout. On the breakaway, no. And where is the rest of the team? Who knows? But for Witherspoon with the putback. I think everybody just kind of took it for granted that Stout was going to make the bucket, but he did not. And then Reese on the other end drives in for the lay-in. 66-46, 2:20 to go. Now there's Witherspoon again. I'm going to tell you what. I love his athleticism. I'm surprised he hasn't had a bigger night than what he's had. But the big boys have done all the work in the paint. Oh, my goodness. And I don't know why there's a Salisbury fan courtside chirping at Alex Reese for whatever reason, and the official thought he was going to address it, but he's not. Got a dad at courtside talking to Alex Reese. This is not LeBron James last night in LA, or excuse me, in Atlanta, having fans thrown out courtside. These are high school kids. Sometimes hard to remember that. Partee with pressure on Deuce Walker there. No. And looks like Salisbury has emptied the bench here. They've got some guys who hadn't played a whole lot. Deuce Walker's going to go to the rim, and looks like Bryce England's probably going to get called for the foul here. Yes, he is. So Deuce Walker. Deuce steps up, misses the first free throw. 1:45 to go now. Looks like Salisbury is going to hang on for the win, certainly. 1:45 to go. Salisbury 68, Ledford 46. Deuce Walker at the line. One more free throw, and that one's a little bit wide. Alejandro Benitez over to Michael Malalam. And brings it up. And Ledford's emptied its bench as well. Ollie over to Ethan Pettis, over to Rumley for 3, and that's good. Rumley for the Colt Rumley with the 3 from the left wing. 1:23 to go. Salisbury 68, Ledford 49. There's been some tough sledding, especially in the paint. You've seen it certainly with your own eyes. Nate Brown and Jalen Walker have just been dominant in the paint in the second half. Ledford certainly within striking distance, but then those two guys just kind of took over. Kicks back out. And Jackson Murphy, who also is rocking a sweet mullet tonight, hits the 3. And he got some big round of applause from his buddies on the bench. Bryce England, Michael Malalam, he's going to pull 3. No, England with a rebound and a stick back, and that's going to be a 3-point play opportunity. Bryce England getting in there and mixing it up. Gets the bucket, and he gets fouled. 30 seconds to go here. Basket's good. Deuce Walker fouls out. The freshman point guard, he's been impressive so far. He's been impressive tonight, I will say. England with 1 free throw, and that's long. Malalam with a rebound, and he gets the stick back. So, Bryce England and Michael Malalam get on the scoreboard here in the last minute. That's always nice. And it looks like Salisbury's probably going to dribble it out here. They're going to try to just milk the clock and let the final horn sound. Salisbury 71, Ledford 53. Then that is going to be the final score. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Hope we did a good job. We certainly not professional broadcasters by any stretch of the imagination. Salisbury moves to 6-0 in the CCC, 6-3 overall. Of course, they've got that big one against North Davidson 1 week from tonight on Tuesday. Ledford goes to 4-2 in the CCC, 6-2 overall. 71-53. 71-53 was the final. And Ledford will welcome Oak Grove on Friday. Now, all of a sudden, as you get to conference tournament seedings, that one's big. Oak Grove has definitely gotten better the last few years. That is not a gimme win by any stretch of the imagination. So, thank you guys for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Hope we did a good job, and hopefully we will be back with you again on Friday night at home against Oak Grove. So for Brian Stowe, thank you so much for all of your video expertise, your software expertise, your setup. And I really, really appreciate it. Hopefully the people in the community appreciate it. And hopefully we will see you guys right here Friday night. Thank you and have a good night.